Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is your AstroShaman Pernell Bobby. We are generating an economy of harmony, leveraging human design and genetic astrology. Today, the genes we're talking about have to do with scorpionic genes as well as Mars and Cancer genes, which really matters. Gate 62 is active and it has a lot to do with our language. It's in the throat chakra. All right. Um, Gate 1 is active in human design, genetic astrology, and it's really more of where the moon is at for Scorpio. And this is actually in our G center, the people we polarize and as well as push away. Um, it's also just our center of self, right? So this Scorpio eclipse message is actually really important. I actually believe that I'm going to give a forecast on a briefer note for all 12 of the zodiacs. But I felt truly inspired to come out here and actually create this message for you today. So this Scorpio eclipse has really paralyzed a lot of people. And now when I say paralyzed, you might notice that it's not taking you out like it did in the first couple eclipses in Scorpio and Taurus. It's not completely dismantling you. And a lot of that is because this has been a series of eclipses over the last year and a half. And on top of that, like the South Node, North Node, which is in Scorpio and Taurus, this growth axis, things that painful experiences as well as simple experiences that are both contributing to our growth. All right. Our growth intuitively, our growth spiritually, our growth and receiving with the divine feminine energy, divine feminine rays of energy that says discernment has priority over logic. These are a lot of why I feel this particular eclipse may not feel as intense with the full moon closure. You might have some if you're holding on to some self-know past stuff, some old stories, some old, toxic behaviors. If you're holding on to those things, honestly, it probably is worse than the first couple of eclipses because we already got our heads up to let certain people, monies, pleasures, hedonistic involvements with X, Y, and Z substance. We've already been asked to let certain things go. Um, you know, we really need to understand my Pluto and Scorpio generation. Everybody with Pluto and Scorpio, I'm one of them. You might be getting hit a little bit harder with this moon because the moon and Pluto they don't blend very well. I mean, they're like two malefic type energies. So that double malefic energy can really be overwhelming, especially anybody that has a Scorpio moon. I've seen Scorpio moons go through it. But a lot of this is just not letting go. The purge energy, it's only happening at an excessive rate if you're just not letting go. Now, I would like to believe, and what I'm feeling is that more people are choosing to let go, choosing to embrace their intuition, choosing to embrace waiting and this feeling of numbness, waiting and realizing that that numbness is the fertile ground for us to have the patience to feel and be inspired. So, again, like I said, I'm going to give out some forecasts for each and all of you. I'm going to show you a glimpse of what this, oh, no, not that. I don't need that. I don't need that. Let me show y'all a glimpse. Hit the thumbs up and the likes button for the Scorpio eclipse message. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and start off by one, thanking my partner, because this is Eileen, the Mexican Bruja. This is her page. So I'm going to start off right here. And let me see. Can y'all see that? No. It looks like I need a bigger screen. Okay. Now it looks like I need to zoom in. Can I? Can our brother just zoom? All right. So let me check back with y'all and see if this is a little bit bigger. Okay. I think for the moment, this is big enough, right? All right. So drop your rising signs in the chat. It would be helpful. Let me say drop your rising sign. And this will be the forecast for each one of you. So if you drop it and you catch it live while you're with me, you'll get the Q&A, as well as a little extra personal bedazzle for each of the zodiacs. So Aries, Okay. I am one of them. Aries, especially with Chiron and Aries as well, we have been going through a tremendous makeover of our self worth. And I've been seeing this. I've been recognizing certain insecurities that have risen. My sun, my moon, and my Mercury, they all square my Saturn and they all square my Jupiter. And this has shown me, even through education, like where and who was that teacher who, while I was in these learning processes, okay, and this is an example, how has it negatively or positively impacted my literal sense of worth? So for Aries, Taurus is here reminding you that, you know, this energetic investment of what you have shared intimately with someone else, or the pain you have dealt with that has intimately attacked you, intimately stung you, you know, left you feeling spicy, fiery, um, you can start to realize that you've grown from this, Aries. Okay, you've grown from this. And with Venus and Gemini, again, like I said, maybe some early childhood education themes have came up. For me, it came today, and I realized, like, wow, you know, my language and me speaking when I don't know something, and how might I be defensive or cover it up through intellect rather than just saying something as simple as, you know what, I don't know. And so with Venus and Gemini, you know, we're finding a more harmonic way to start to communicate what these insecurities were, what these traumas were, what these pains were, and ultimately it's contributing to a renewed sense of worth, value within yourself. And because Mars and Cancer is there, it's like, look, Aries, you've gotten at this fourth house you see right here. If you can see me highlight that, with this fourth house and this skip step relationship to Aries, Jupiter in your own sign, it's like you've emerged into a brand new body, but it's happened because you've gotten into the more private hidden feelings. The more private hidden feelings, when I talk Cancer related. What's up, Murph? Drop your rising signs. I give out the forecast. So for Aries, it's like, you know, what are those private emotions that you've had that Mars has been really cutting through, aligning you with the more intuitive understanding to receive the healing that is necessary, Aries. And like that's key. Like, what's up, fam? Drop your rising signs. I'm giving out those forecasts. We just went through Aries so far. So um, because Pisces is in Saturn for you, Aries. Okay, and so this is me as well. Um, I've been gaining a lot of structure for all my Aries rising moons, suns. I've been getting a lot of structure through my dreams. Like my dreams have been actually stabilizing um, my healing process in my waking state. But most of my healing is happening in my dreams, and I've been having to write down. So while Venus is in Gemini, I've been having to write down a lot of these dreams, and a lot of them have honestly been telling me that, hey, when you wake, you'll feel healed. And Aries, again, Taurus energy, all this is hitting your second house, as you saw earlier. So it's like, this is playing tremendous on my patience with myself, my grace with myself as an Aries. I'm saying this for all Aries, as an Aries. Um, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful time to be alive. A lot of that healing, again, like I said, is coming at a soul level, Aries. So as I move forward, I'm gonna go ahead and tap on. I had I think I saw Cancer in here. So let's cover Cancer. I'm gonna go out of order. See, I got Cancer right here. So we're gonna cover the Cancer. I'm gonna pull back up on the screen. Um, Share my screen. Bang. Okay, so Cancer, this is your category right here. Oops, I want to go back a little bit. Okay, so these are the main energies, right? You see 11 under Taurus, all right? So you got to look at Cancer here, and then you got to go scroll up and see, look, this is hitting Taurus, okay? Just so you can understand how to better read this. So friendships, connections, groups, right? But also more so feeling confident, Cancers, Cancer rising, Cancer moon, Cancer suns, feeling confidence in the direction of your dreams going forward. It's like putting yourself in a less of a logical um, less of a logical manner of how am I going to look at the things that I'm doing that I want to do. How am I going to value the things instead of thinking about what you're doing, how you want to do it, X, Y, and Z. Um, dang. Okay, this works. Okay, cool. Now I can actually see myself too. Cool. Um, but right now I'm gonna come back to you. All right. So Cancer, it's like what you're letting go, in all sincerity, I hate to say it, is being confrontational. Okay, especially with the people when you're being unique, when you're being yourself, right? When have you almost become confrontational, trying to defend your sense of self, your sense of identity? Like, this is who I am, this is who I'm becoming. And it's like you realize what the risk of that has been and how energetically draining it is. And so what I find is you're letting go of certain people who you feel like you need to debate with, certain connections with people you feel like, all right, look, do I really need to debate with you? Do I really need to argue with you? Or can I just take the heartfelt approach for my Cancer risings, moons, suns? Can I just take the heartfelt approach? Can I just slow down, be patient, and receive the dream, receive the direction, respect myself enough. And over the last 6 months, you Cancers are like, look, I respect me now. And so what that's doing is, I'm gonna come back up in here. What that's doing is, Cancer, you, okay, I see Gemini was in your 12th house. So Venus in the 12th is super potent. All right, you see right here. Let's see what else is going on for Cancer. Okay, Mars is in your sign, obviously your whole first house. Aries, your career. Pisces, ninth house. Okay, so I'm getting a picture. I'm getting a picture. So first off, Cancer, you got Saturn in Pisces, and I'm gonna come back to you. Saturn in Pisces is all about right now is trying to create structure so that your dream can come true. And what it's doing is helping you to see more optimistically these belief patterns of, well, who am I? And cutting through the parts of your personality that has been attached to the identity. And this has been very painful in a way. But the Scorpio eclipse is saying, hey, you know what? Now that you're interrelating with other people, let go of, you know, the parts where you need to compete. Let go of the competition and instead align with the heart frequency. And Cancers, by you doing that, ultimately you're stepping in, you're taking actions on this rebirth. You're literally wiping away these hidden factors that has just kept you attached. And ultimately what it's doing is helping you to see more clearly and feel worthy of your goals, your futuristic dreams, your hopes, and the connections you relate with for yourself. You're just like, look, I'm good. I'm good. I'm in and out on the job. So, Anthony, I hope that resonated with you. You'll be able to see the replay. I'm gonna go with the Sag Rising. So I'm going out of order today, which actually is fun. I'm enjoying that right now a little bit better. So let's check in with the Sag and see what you got going on. Okay, so for my Sag Risings, wow. Okay, so Sag, this is retreat type energy. This is retreat type energy. Okay, Sagittarius, you might be mad recluse right now and really taking care of your mental and your physical health. It's like, oh, my baby's a little, you need some water? What you need? It's just a little sad. So Scorpio risings, you right now, let me get a full look. Okay. Hold up. Can't even see the bottom. All right, I gotta zoom out. I gotta zoom out. This is too close. Pop, 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 pop. Let's go 150. Okay. Nope, it's still too big. Okay, wait, nope, I got it. I got it. All right. So when we take a full look here, Cancer is in your eighth. Okay, a lot of psychological work. Scorpio is in your 12th. Cancer the eighth. That means Pisces the fourth. Yeah. A lot of hidden work for my Sag risings. Y'all might have been really y'all might have disappeared from the stage for a little while. Okay. And it's probably the best thing you could do. All right, for all my Sag risings. Um, and here's why. Because I mean, you're at a stage where you're not trying to let your emotions lash out anymore. You're trying to get real structured on that for starters. You're trying to literally structure your emotions and not have any emotional lashes or be less reactive in certain environments. But in order to do that, this full moon eclipse for you Sag risings is saying, look, you really, really, really got to isolate. Not only that, but it's time to get very dogmatic on what are the rituals that you can do in the morning when you rise that will actually help you um, to cut through these psychological deficits. When I say deficits, it feels like that because eighth house is in your Cancer, as you saw, and it's like Mars in Cancer is saying, look, here's how you find the precise language by detaching from intelligence, okay, and attaching to the intelligence of your body. So the intelligence is a very natural process. It's something you don't have to focus on. It's not something you have to do. My heart has an intelligence. It beats. I don't have to tell it to beat. And so what I'm saying behind this is in order for you to get to this natural intelligence and no longer be uh, bogged down by the mental anxieties that ultimately might be causing some illnesses or diseases or discomforts in your physical body, whether it's rashes or hives. You're going through a lot of ascension symptoms right now for my Sag risings, ascension symptoms. So, when you're going through an awakening, your skin might be peeling like the snake kind of coming through its skin. You might need to drink extra water right now. I would highly recommend it, 1000%. I don't know who I'm going to next. So I did air, I did Sagittarius. All right. It has been happening. What's going on, Shireen? Okay. So I see no risings coming in yet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to Taurus. I'm gonna backtrack. For my Taurus risings, Taurus suns, Taurus moons, wherever Taurus is at in your whole chart, your whole placement resonates. You don't miss. I appreciate you, Anthony. I appreciate you. Um, and everybody take all of this with a grain of salt too, right? Like, unless I'm talking to you one on one and in person, it's still general to some extent. But for Taurus, okay, what you're going through right now, I need to take a moment to share my screen again. Scorpio is in your seventh house, okay? So this eclipse, you might either be ending a marriage. That's a very strong possibility, okay? For Taurus risings, you might be ending a marriage, might be ending a partnership, and if you are, it seems like it's because you needed to prioritize yourself. Because the sun is in your sign, Mercury's in your sign, retrograde is there. It's like you're really, really having to go back and think, right, Taurus? It's like, let me type this so I know for later. If anybody wants to timestamp these, if you watch this on replay, please do. All right. So I'm typing Taurus rising so I know what to come back to. Okay. So for my Taurus, or any Taurus placements you have, Scorpio's in the seventh house. Okay. Um, we all know that the full moon can mean endings and closings, but it also can mean you come into a full revelation of why you want to make a deeper commitment. Why, instead of ending this, you want to realize that you can respect yourself and respect your partner. You can love both. You can receive the healing and the nurturing from both. Um, Venus, your natural ruler, is in Gemini, soon to be in Cancer. I think by the eclipse, it'll be in Cancer. It's probably already about to move in Cancer. Like, I know it's very close. I know it's very, very close. And when it happens, it's going to go into your third house. So it's like right now, you understand from an objective mind, Taurus, what your worth is. You're like, look, this. I've upgraded and evolved my sense of self, especially when it comes to relating with other people, because we all know Taurus can be very stubborn in the sense where it does not want to budge on going through transformations. Where do you really need to end that relationship, or is it just time to realize that somewhere you need to shift? Somebody needs to be let go, right? Um, or some thoughts that you're having, which is really where I'm getting now. Some thoughts you're having, it's like the ones that you keep private, the ones you keep to yourself. Do you actually value those things today, or is it something that you used to think and consider? So Taurus, this is something I like. Um, it's really time to go ahead and take a sincere look. Why? Because the spiritual leader Jupiter is also in your 12th house. Okay, and this is about, hey, have a brand new beginning on how do you heal? How do you take care of your spirit body? Because we know you're a very physical sign of energy, but like, how do you spiritually take care of yourself? And you got all those answers while the sun was in Aries, the eclipse was in Aries, Mercury was in Aries. You got all those answers. So now it's like, are you actually implementing that into your body, Taurus? If you are, then truly, like, your career is going to benefit major once Pluto goes into Aquarius going forward again. So it has to go back. It's going retrograde right now. So your career is going to be a little bit put on pause, Taurus. All right, as well as your hopes and your dreams right now. Um, you got to build. You got to build. No psychological manipulation right now, Taurus. Whatever however you're being asked to let go of certain dreams, certain hopes that are just actually not aligned anymore, and also aligning with the right people who is going to ultimately support you. So thanks, man, for that reading. I was taking notes. I appreciate you. I was looking at my girlfriend's chart. She also a Sag rising, but a Cancer sun. All right, so you can apply the Cancer to her and the Sag, and then we're gonna move forward. Somebody give me your rising sign. Why you're here? Why you're live? I'm trying to do a live Q&A for you. All right, I don't got all day, so otherwise I'm gonna run through them. I'm moving on from Taurus. I feel Leo. Leo just poked out to me. Scorpio rising. Okay, we got a Scorpio rising. I'm gonna do Leo next, probably. Scorpio rising. So I'm a Scorpio rising. Y'all notice. So I have a lot of personal experience that I can give out on this one. But let's pull up. Let's pull up on the chart and see what it looks like. So we have Scorpio rising right here. Okay. I want to make that a little bit bigger. Cool. Okay, so can y'all see this? Can y'all see these numbers, by the way? Like here, can y'all see these? If you can, let me know in the chat. If you can't, I'll make it bigger. Scorpio risings. Okay, so okay, the moon is in Scorpio, the eclipse is in Scorpio. We're letting go of ourselves. And I can attest to this, right? Like I myself am letting go of myself. I'm letting go of identifications that I've had with myself, especially the self node being in Scorpio. It's like Google Photos have been a big one for me, right? Aries rising. Hey, what's up, Jabias? So we actually did Aries. We did Aries first. You might have to watch the replay or just press rewind. It was the first one. So for myself as a Scorpio, as I come back to you, I've been having to honestly let go of myself. There's a relationship version of me. And how's my audio, by the way? Is the audio working? Because my microphone has been acting real funky. Murph has been on my ass about it. Murph's been in my videos like, yo, let's get the audio right. And I'm like, yo, I'm trying, man. I don't know if it's some retrograde nonsense. But so let me know if the audio is clean and clear, please. So I've been having with Scorpio rising, I've been realizing like the first house is what's activated for us. 7 houses in Taurus, so it's right on that opposite side, right? And it's like in my relationships, audio is good, thank you. In my relationships, I've been getting glances, especially through like Google Photos. Who was I in relationships? How did I relate with others? Especially, I'm talking right now, especially in romantic relationships. Who was I in romantic relationship with others? But it's also in business relationship. It's a little bit of combination. So in the business relationship side, I had to realize like what connections were I making because my mind was telling me to do so, and my mind was just being very destructive. Okay, so letting go of um, these more destructive parts of my identity that has allowed me to or actually like encouraged and like almost fooled me into wanting to make more decisions from the mind instead of from the heart. And this is a big thing that's been happening for me as a Scorpio rising. Like it's like my heart has been opening more. And the more it has been opening, the more intuitive I've become, the more patient I have become. I have not been jumping and running at every distress call of other people. And what that has allowed me to do for all Scorpio rising is to start to take a very more sincere look at, well, what is my personal issues? What's my personal shadow work that I need to do? How can I get back to my personal insecurities? And this is a big one, I feel, for Scorpio risings. I appreciate you, Murph, for the donation. Really appreciate it. Um, and so for Scorpio risings, it's like, what has that been? And how have I helped and supported? And whether it's doing lives for people, whether it's doing extra work in my membership and just giving out extra love and care and whatever, how have I and why have I, keyword how and why, both done that, but in the process avoided myself, literally avoiding my own evolution, avoiding my own enlightenment. And most importantly, a key word for Scorpio rising, avoiding my own discernment. Because Scorpio's discernment is freaking magnificent, but there's layers. It is dirty water. There's layers and there's a cleansing process that has to happen consistently with Scorpio risings because our natural energetic aura, we pick up and we collect dirt, we collect trauma, we collect pain from other people. And if I give an example, like first house for us, today I don't even know what time it is, but I should know what time it is. Today I have a massage that I scheduled. And the first one I got was like on my birthday, and it was a birthday gift. And I was like, you know what? I need to go schedule a massage once a month. So I need at least to schedule a massage once a month. And it's like, how may I have supported other people financially, even? Literally other people in business on top of that, buying other people things, supporting other people financially that has nothing to do with my life just because I felt like doing it. And it's like part of it is how I've been switching some of that and saying, you know what? Why don't I buy myself a massage instead of buying this person this resource, whatever the hell it is? And so that's a part of it. It's just like it's become the seventh house Taurus, it has become a balancing. Somebody didn't like what I just said. It has become a balancing of how do I support myself so that I can better support another. And honestly, one of the best things that has been doing it has been this right here for my Scorpio risings. And I think this is like Rhodonite, Rhodonita. I don't know the English names anymore. Rhodonita, some Morgan Barrel. That's the English name. Morgan Barrel, Rhodonite, I think, and something else, whatever. And point being, it's been a lot of feminine energy. So thank you, Murph. I appreciate you on that. That means that my little iPad clip, when I plug in my iPad, that means that I need to get a new one of these for my audio. So thank you. I've been like, yo, is it my microphone? No, it's this attachment piece. It's not attaching. So for Scorps, it's like Taurus rising, Scorpio rising. Okay, so for Scorpio, it's been a lot of that. Now, if I shift gears, I have realized that um, I've been able to give, literally, keyword, I've been able to give in accordance with who I am today. Because there's also an old part of me that I stopped giving altogether. I stopped giving, which is a masculine presence energy. I stopped giving altogether. But I had to realize, like, well, why did I stop giving? And I stopped giving because of wounds that I did not address, wounds that I did not deal, and also attaching new people that I came in contact with old people who have hurt me. And I had to discern and disseminate and realize, look, Pernell, this is the past. This has taught you so that you know the true worth and the value of your relationship dynamics, because relationships is probably the highest currency for me personally. So I feel like that's a big one on Scorps. Now, if I pull back, okay, cool. Let's see what's going on for you. Venus has been in the eighth house. So again, literally valuing this psychological deep dive into myself, right? That's a major one. I mean, that's a major one. Venus is naturally Gemini is naturally eighth house to Venus, anyways. Um, Mars and Cancer for Scorpio risings. It's been helping me everything I just said to just see more optimistically, point blank, period, to rise from hell, honestly, and start to look up, start to see positively. Jupiter, my health, I've been taking care of it on a whole new level. Drinking ginkgo biblio, biblio, yes, moringa, Florida Jamaica, made a whole tea that I have that I could drink on a daily. More fresh fruits, not cooking food as much, but also eating some meat, but not overly eating. All of that. Um, and the big one for Scorpio rising right here has been the 7 in Pisces. I've been cutting out a lot of fun. I've cut out a lot of fun. And when I say fun, I also mean that I've cut out, on my birthday, I made a commitment to myself. I was like, you know what? At a bare minimum, point blank period, I'm not drinking nothing. Nothing. And the irony was, for about 4 months prior to my birthday even came in April, I already had drank nothing, literally nothing. And I was like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and make it a year commitment, no matter what. I've also cut out marijuana. So no matter what. And for me, these are things of fun. Even if I think outside of that fun, I used to use these things to channel spirit energy. The problem was starting to recognize how diluted that channel was and how it was not I was almost avoiding a cleaner, purer channel. Because fifth house, when I see fifth house, Saturn and Pisces and fifth house are hitting for us, um, it is channel energy. Leo is channel energy. There's a reason it's exalted in Neptune. Leo is exalted in Neptune for that reason. Leo is one of the best channels. So cutting out those two things, as well as just like certain, when I say fun, for me, fun used to be just traveling abroad. I used to love just get on a freaking plane and go to a different country. But it's like cutting out certain forms of fun is allowing me to open my channels. All right, what we got? I got Moringa in the house. Yeah, yeah. Scorpio Moringa is banging. All right, give me a rising sign. Tobias, I wish I could do the areas again, but I can't do it twice. I can't do it twice. It is the first one in the video though. Anybody rising signs? If not, I'm gonna move into Leo. So to finish Scorpio risings while anybody talk, I painted this. I also have over there in another corner another painting that I did, and it's actually freaking dope. I painted this, and part of this renewal is like I put this here on purpose. I wanted to share this with y'all today on purpose because it's like art is a very private thing for me. Art is like I don't really share art. Like it's just like it's a me thing. It's a my retreat thing. But I also knew that people would benefit from having this in the background, and it's like changing the alcohol and the weed gave me the money, the space, the energy to discipline my art and to be able to express like this. Because Scorpio risings, we don't express things very well when it comes to us ourselves. We stay pretty much secretive, private on these matters. But art is one way we can actually communicate with authenticity. All right, here we go. All right, Gem Risings. Cool, good one. All right, Gems, y'all going through it. Keep it a buck. Um, Okay, here we go. Transit screen. So Gemini, you're right here, baby. So, all right. So there's a routine. There's a way you used to take care of your health, Gemini, and it's just not working. Like you likely went through a lapse where you just started eating mad sugar, and really, it's like what mental anxieties were you avoiding? Um, and it's a big one of it. And it's like with your Taurus in the 12th house, Gemini, like you actually can be very, very introverted. I feel like a lot of people don't believe that, but it's just true. Um, but as introverted as you are, do you really take the time to create? Do you really take the time to look deep into your soul? And it's like, in some ways, I feel like it's not fair that you hear that so frequent. But in another way, it's like, yeah, but you really do need to sit down, okay, and stay still long enough and be patient and realize that, your creativity is spontaneous. It is absolutely miraculous. And it is how you better manage the monkey mind as well as the progressive mind, because you have a very forward thinking, action driven mentality where you want to get things done. You want to do things. You want to accomplish things. You want to hit goals. But in order to hit the right goals, the goals that spirit is in alignment trying to tell you about, you gotta chill the fuck out and you gotta sit still. You gotta just be easy. Okay. You'll benefit the most, Gemini. And so for my Geminis, I hope I put Gemini. I hope I clicked it. Okay, cool. Gemini rising. So for Gemini, it's like um you got your first house going on. All right, I'm gonna come back to you a little bit. Bang, bang, bang. So Gemini, you got your first house in Venus. So makeover. I really see this Gemini going through a beauty makeover, starting to even accessorize a little bit, whether it's um, just doing your hair differently, okay, changing up your appearance, and allow your appearance to kind of match. Well, who am I today, right? Gemini risings, Geminis, you might really come back through um, some past life traumas, some past life pains that have found a way to bleed into your mentality in this life. And what that looks like is um, terror. In all sincerity, it could be terror, and the terror, it could literally be something like really taking a look at your worth and applying your worth to the collective, and completely confused about, like, look, this is how this is where the collective consciousness is at right now. The collective unconscious values themselves like this. But if you don't take the time and the space alone, you might believe that it's your sense of self worth. And that can be very dangerous. So, Mars and Cancer in your second house is actually helping you to see behind the scenes on your worth and your individual emotions, not the emotion that you can collectively pick up of the people in the world. And that's major. Okay. What I just said is major because within that, you're going to get a whole new group of friends, unique connections that is actually going to propel you through a portal getting you closer to your dreams. But in order to do that, it's like, okay, what structures do you need to put on your the external image, the image that people have upon you, so that you can be mindful of allowing certain psychic smogs to cloud and confuse your career direction and your vocation. So that's major. You gotta tap in with that. Okay. While Pluto is in retrograde for you, you're going through the ninth house, Gemini. And so your travels might be on pause. Okay. Certain documents that you're waiting for on an international and foreign level might be on pause. All right. But retrogrades don't last forever. So any rising signs, give it to me. I'm about to do this Leo rising. I've been feeling it. We're going to the Leos. All right, let's go bigger. Okay. You're letting go of some forms of nostalgia, Leo risings, Leo suns, Leo moons. You're going through nostalgia and you're really digging deep into certain memories. And you might be recognizing, well, which one of these memories are actually holding back the structure of your the structure of your drive, the structure of your ambitions, your career ambitions, holding on to certain emotions, Leos. What's the consequence? The consequence is you channeling too many people, again, collective, a little bit like Gemini, but very different. This is the kind of energy where it's like your creativity is a private matter right now. You can't really show up. What you show in public is actually going to happen in private. So this one's key. I see Jeremiah next. This one's key, Leo. What you do in public is actually something that happened in private. It's the work you've done behind the scenes. Okay? Is you really taking a very sincere, true look at your own feelings, completely isolated from others, taking more action on meditation, taking more action on doing soul work, potential Akashic record readings, okay? Doing chakra recharge, chakra cleansings, a little bit like the Sagittarius rising, taking retreats, isolation moments. You're starting to recognize which behaviors, which psychological and subconscious programs have been operating within your bloodline that you're finally ready to say, this is the powerful eclipse that I needed to let things go. Because there's a bloodline narrative that is impacting your actual career. It's not allowing you to step into what you deem worthy, what you deem simple. You know, I'm seeing astrograd right now, for example, Leo Moon. This would be something like, okay, like I know that I do dream work. I know I'm worthy of dream work. So why am I not just putting myself out there? What am I necessarily not doing in private, the work in private, because I might be wanting certain attention? And I'm not saying that all of that is her. I'm just saying in general, like I know she does dream work, right? What am I not doing in private that allows me to express my creativity and my art publicly? Versus like, what am I trying to do publicly, which are steps that I'm completely missing in private, but missing or avoiding in private. And that's gonna be the game changer for my Leos. All right. Your belief system's going through a makeover. But Jupiter and Aries having a brand new start, seeing things more optimistically. So this is the good news on that fiery energy of Aries. Okay. But Saturn is in your 8th house as well as Neptune. So the dream for you is going to require that deep psychological work for all my Leo rising sun moons. Deep psychological work, cutting through these memories, cutting through these attachments. And all these memories are not even, if you're 30 years old, it's not from this 30-year lifetime cycle. Not all of them. Actually, a lot of them is from a completely different life. But it's holding you in this life. And that's what you got to be wary of, Leos. All right. We got Libra rising in the building. Let's pull up. Okay, second house is where the moon is at for you. Another self-worth house. Okay. Okay, Libra rising. It's like, what are you investing in? Step one. What are you investing in? What are you willing to take the time and be patient with? Libras, you might honestly be starting to look into like natural resources like gold and silver, for example. Starting to look at your money and be like, all right, look, the US dollar is crashing. So you might be looking to think like, all right, I really gotta kind of get my money right. I gotta save some coin Catch it while the price is hot, whatever, before the dollar crashes. That's one outlet that's possible. You might really just start to kind of, at a foundational level, think, well, my root family, before the family had any conditionings, at the base level, did they invest in land? Did they invest in X, Y, and Z? Or why don't they invest in land? Why don't they invest in X, Y, and Z? So this conclusion for you is helping you to essentially transform your own sense of what you find valuable. And this doesn't have to only be, this can honestly be the complete opposite of something material like gold, silver, land, agriculture, or having a farm. And this can be something completely more at a deep energetic level, because you have Taurus in your eighth. I see, Karen. Did we do Taurus? I think we did Taurus, Karen. So, as I move forward, Gemini's in your ninth, Cancer's in your 10th. So Venus will be very soon in Cancer. So you're going to have two things in your 10th. So it's like you've been changing your mind. You've been changing what you're learning about. You're looking at certain higher forms of education. And I feel like this has to do with money. I really do. You're starting to, do some YouTube research on what are the things you want to invest in? What are the things that you actually find valuable? How do you start thinking for yourself? Okay. What are you learning? And as you're learning things, it's like, okay, I have a certain unconscious process that I keep hidden from the public about how I feel, or how I feel others have gaslit me. And it's like you're cutting through whatever that process was, all Libra risings. You're cutting through that. All Libra rising, sun, moon, you're starting to realize, like, look, I'm rising to be an emotionally stable person. I'm rising to be able to channel energy and discern, well, what is mine? And how does it impact my physical body? As well as breaking free from certain relationship dynamics with Jupiter and Aries, because it's in your seventh. Really just starting to say, look, I'm prioritizing myself. Like, I got to do me. And in order for me to do me the right way, I got to make sure that I love you. Because as much as I love you, is also an equivalent of how much I love me. Beyond that, for Libra risings, really getting very, very, very serious on your health. I mean, you're really taking your health serious. You're like, look, you got to start eating better. You know it. Gotta start eating better. You gotta start. Yeah, Karen, you're gonna have to just press rewind. It was somewhere in the beginning. I don't. Did we do Taurus? Yeah, we did. We did. Um. So for Libra rising, you really gotta start taking care of your body, okay? Because the ways in which you're not taking care of your body, what's happening is you have these dreams, but these dreams are requiring a very methodical and systematic approach to attaining them, but also maintaining them. So not just obtaining, but maintaining, because you want something and you can have it, but you got to get real. You got to get real with yourself about what it's going to take to keep it. All right. Any rising signs? So far we've done Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo. We did Libra. We did Scorpio. We did Sag. So far we did 8. Any rising signs? Drop them in the chat that you want to hear. Even if it's a boyfriend or girlfriend, if it's one we didn't say, I'm giving it out. Rising signs, sun, moon, rising. Because it's not just your risings. I'll take a sip of water. Capricorn. All right, Cap. I was thinking Cap too. I'm totally in my feminine energy right now. All right, I'm gonna do Capricorn, but I did want to show everybody this, because this I should have shown earlier is a very eclipse message for everybody. The purple lilac fire. I actually did a meditation with this the other day. This is a 5th dimensional dragon. Okay. But it can gather healing energy from the ninth dimension. It has this ability to portal ninth dimensional healing energy, lilac healing flames. And when I say purple and lilac, understand I'm talking about all low level frequencies: hate, anger, disgust, okay, rage, any low level frequency, greed, all right, um, pride in its negative form, gluttony, all these low level frequencies are being asked to be transmitted by this lilac flame. And what it says is transmute through the power of divine love. This is a feminine dragon. Open up to the transcendent love and enlightenment. Purity of heart brings peace, hope, and joy. All right, here we go. Capricorn sun, moon, rising, a little timestamp. Ooh, going through the friendship sector. Okay, can I get a time check? 3:30. Okay, I got time. I don't have a lot of time, but I got time. Bop, 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 bop. Okay, so we got the fifth house, cat, and the 11th house axis. Whatever you have worked for should, on this eclipse, be coming to fruition. Whatever dream, whatever hope, starting 6 months prior until today, cat, these dreams should be they should be coming to fruition. The revelations should be clarifying themselves, as well as the people you're involved with. Okay. The risk that you have taken, the risk that you value taken, the risk that you feel are creatively being expressed will ultimately pay you dividends, okay, on a high form of social currency. Looks like Venus is in your sixth, Cancer is in your seventh. Okay, Mars in your seventh. So really taking true action on understanding the unconscious mechanisms you have in relationship with other people. It's a big one right now. You're starting to really take an intuitive and sincere look. Something that still might be subjective by nature because it is Cancer energy, and you're starting to kind of really see, like, how can I objectively work on the people that I value, or work on my own mental process of how I think about the people that I do work with, that I take care of, or the people that I'm doing healing work with, and how can that healing work I'm doing, how it has it in the eclipse shown its fruition, its results. How can I align with a stable, healthy ego, a stable, healthy pride in the work that I do, the work that I value, the healing that I value? Let's see, what's this house right here? This is Jupiter. All right, Pisces. Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh crap! I lost myself. So Jupiter is your fourth, Pisces is your third. So Saturn in the third. Yeah, you're starting to look at your dreams and starting to mentally process what structures are really required. What do I need to learn in order to make this dream a true reality? And what emotions have tied me down that I'm breaking free from? Major emotions have tied me down that I'm breaking free from. While Pluto is in Aquarius for the next 20 years, you're going through a tremendous self worth makeover. Self esteem is on within the connections you make and the hopes and the dreams you have, going through a tremendous makeover. Like, you won't recognize your worth in the next 20 years. All right, let me see if I see any other rising signs. All right, let's hit Who do we skip in the middle? Virgo. We're going to do a Virgo sun, moon, rising. Virgo, sun, moon, rising. All right, here we go. Beep, 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 bop, bop, bop. Okay. Coming back to you here. Bam. All right. What did you learn? What's going on with your siblings? Okay. Your immediate environment, your social environment, your social peers, Virgo. All these things have come into the light. You've done some psychological deep diving and you've become aware of, okay, well, this is what I learned at the intellectual mental level. Well, what am I learning in the spiritual level? Okay, within the spiritual body, how is my spiritual body benefiting from what I learned in my psychological and mental deep dive? You really started thinking about your appearance, just objectively speaking, not really with all the emotions involved. You're just objectively looking at your appearance and you're seeing, well, this is what I look like with Venus and Gemini. It's getting ready to close out. And it's going to pay dividends for you with the people you start truly connecting with and the tribes you start vibing with, right? My Virgos, Aries in your eighth. What I feel like makes this beautiful is each one of your more traumatic thoughts and processes at a psychological level that have probably brought you some pain. You're now looking and making those same instances a force to be reckoned with. It's become an initiation of your courage. And all of this has happened for my Virgos because you've taken a true and sincere look at your relationship with other people. And those relationships with other people have revealed to you very clearly how have you betrayed yourself. And this betrayal is nothing more than not setting proper boundaries, energetic and physical. But through these traumatic instances, you're now transforming those, and it's going to pay you dividends on the level of courage, on the level of respect for yourself, but as well as you being able to give from a heart space in spite of, I don't even want to say in spite of, but despite all of the nonsense that has come your way because you didn't set proper energetic, social, and emotional boundaries. But now, because of all of this, you have learned your discernment. Aqua, sun, moon, risings. You know you know aqua sun, you know aqua moon, you know aqua rising. I'm gonna hit the thumbs up and like this video. All right, here we go, Ox. Opposite of Leo, Taurus in your fourth house. I mean, this is not that hard for you, but it's definitely an addition. You just more clearly, even more than before, have recognized certain codependency themes and narratives. And now you've been able to use that objective mind of yours to stop being subjectively pinned down. And what this is doing is honestly bringing you to a more pure form of authentically showing up publicly on the world stage, the grand stage. Okay, the global stage is seeing you very different, but it's because of the grounding of the emotions you've done, as well as detaching from certain codependent narratives. This has been the magic, all right? Um, the creativity the creative projects and expressions and the risk you've been taking to be yourself despite conditionings that you have unmasked behind the scenes at a hidden level. You've unmasked a lot of your family conditions. And as a part of that, it has contributed tremendously to your sense of courage, your sense of self, your sense of worth. Your confidence is roaring right now because you're taking a very objective look and you're not emotionally being stuck in codependent themes. And you're recognizing, well, these were their feelings and these are my feelings. This is how I feel about it, but this is how everybody felt about it. And now that I'm detaching, okay, and not allowing everybody's feelings to own a piece of me, a piece of my own ego, a piece of my soul, a piece of my identity, and instead my identity is separate, and I recognize that. Ultimately, this has allowed me to work on my mental health. This has allowed me to physically transcend certain illnesses and diseases that were trying to channel a message to me, and that's beautiful. With Aries in the third for Jupiter, it's like, what have you learned? What pieces of knowledge have you been studying that ultimately has contributed to this? And this could be looking at somebody like the holistic psychologist, for example, and reading, oh, this is what childhood parent wounding looks like. And in one of these posts, something that you just read spontaneously just reminded you of your value, but more than that, your courage, your sense of play, your sense of excitement for life, your vigor to enjoy, to love without restraint. And all of this is asking you to continuously set some very sincere, realistic boundaries at a physical level. It's like, look, your dreams, they want to come to earth and they're here. You recognize it now that they already been here. And here's what you need to do to maintain. Here's are the boundaries and the disciplines that you must have when it comes to the foods you're eating. Big key for all my aquas right now. Because what's happening is the food, everybody that's eating the same food is aligning with the same frequency. So, aquas, you're very sensitive. People believe you're not, but you're very sensitive. And you are an emotional stabilizer to the world, but the world can get very heavy. So it's like, make sure your foods are helping you out. And then we got coming in hot right here, Pisces. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Pisces. Cool. So what you going through, baby girl? Baby girl, Pisces. Pisces, you're scheduling things out. You're going on a publishing spree, okay? You're going on a publishing spree. You're starting to see your situation with so much more life and vigor and so much more excitement to experience the magic of living, to experience the magic of spontaneity. It's almost a surprise to even hear it out loud because, like, wait, I'm a Pisces. I love to be spontaneous. So, okay, what has held you back? And I feel like it comes down to just thinking, get too much into your logic body, your mental body. And your mental body you like almost forgot that you're a spirit. You're a spirit with everybody. You got all the gifts. Okay, you got all the gifts. But in order to do that, you have to see behind the wall of gaslit and psychological smog. And this is really the big one for you, Pisces. There was a certain psychological smog that has been holding you back. It's been keeping you somewhere that you don't even need to be anymore. And it's not allowing you to step into a healthy sense of taking a risk on yourself, taking a risk on, well, this is who I am. This is who I am. But the beauty is, Aries, as it gets ready to finish up in Jupiter for you, all right, your self-worth is going through a tremendous expansion because of everything you learned. And it's why you're getting to the point where you're ready to publish yourself. Not entirely on the full public on the full public stage yet, but you're ascending. You are rising optimistically. Your beliefs are becoming something that you're allowing to channel through you, through your body. And so again, grounding foods will help you with that. Be mindful right now. Sugary foods is going to mess up your channel. Your channels are very open right now. They're very high. The key thing with this is like, really, you should just work out, Pisces. This is really, you should work out and you should eat better. And if you could, and if you do, um, Pluto is in your 12th house for the next 20 plus years, 22 years or so. Okay. So you're going through such a divine transmission where you're going to be so in tune with the people all over the world. You're going to be so in tune with them that if you don't eat properly, if you don't physically work out and take care of your body, the things that bring you life through action are going to suffer greatly. So, ladies and gentlemen, hit the thumbs up if you're vibing with this. Um, a lot of this is just about, I think I hit all the zodiacs. A lot of this right now is about, take all these old past pains and allow it to become a fuel that pushes you from behind rather than to stand in front of you. No longer should the grief, okay, and the regret and the missed opportunities should be looked at as such a bad thing rather than it was the preparation you needed for what comes next. It was the bridge that's building you up, that's allowing you to understand your growth throughout years because the South Node is in Scorpio. You have to understand that. And the moon probably went by here today. And the moon is already in Scorpio right now. So it's a time frame where it's like, look, Scorpio doesn't like when when people, things, energies, substances run away from the issue. It wants to go and attack it direct and head on, but also patiently. And that's the key thing because attacking something direct and head on does not mean that it has to happen like you're grinding gears. It's very patient. Scorpio has the ability to sit in the mud, sit in the dirt, sit in the trauma, sit in the pain. Like today, I was like reading some stuff, some content, and I'm like in one of my books, I'm reading, and I'm like, oh snap, this is what it means to have, this placement squaring off with this. And I was starting to realize, how did my learning process get impacted by teachers from like sixth grade? I'm like, damn, sixth grade? I'm in my 30s and I still got something from the sixth grade wiggling around in there. And it's just about being able to sit in it. Because I won't lie, there was a part of me that was like, ooh, this is deep. I was sitting here by myself. I'm like, this is deep. This is deep. This is deep. To the point where it's almost like I just want to. Part of me was like, "Yo, just close it." But that was the mind talking. This eclipse is trying to remind us, like, let the heart lead, and the heart is like, "I'm ready to heal." So if you're ready to heal, just say, "I am healed." If you're ready to heal, just say, "I am healed." Positive, present, and personal. That's how you work on manifestations. I am healed, and let that testament and that affirmation catch up. Just claim it today, claim it right now, and let the results catch up. Let the heart start making decisions before the mind. This is one of the grandest mutations, genetically speaking, that we're all going through. The mind, the mental body, is getting ready to take a back seat and instead become a tool, a masculine tool for the feminine to use at her will, at her disposal. That's what a lot of this is coming down to. And there's a certain numbness that we may have been feeling, a certain lack of sensation, a certain lack of vigor and enjoyment for life that is fertile ground to create something fresh, something brand new, something beautiful, so beautiful that it cannot be explained. Something so beautiful that as soon as you try to explain it, you disrupt it and you destroy what made it beautiful in the first place. We're all getting and becoming better channels. We're all learning how to receive messages, which requires us to be in the feminine energy. Prime example, I put myself before this call in the feminine energy and I was like, somebody give me a zodiac. And I was like, Leo. And then Leo came up, Leo moon. I was like, put me in a zodiac. And I was like, Capricorn. And then somebody was like, Capricorn in the chat. And it's like, that happens by putting myself in the receiving energy. So this works just the same if you want to receive money. If you want to receive money, you can't sit there and think that you don't deserve it. Because guess what? It's going to sit at your front door and currency has to continue to flow. Social currency, monetary currency, mental currency, okay? All these forms of currency, they have to keep flowing. So it's not going to stay at your front door waiting for you to open it. Either your door is open and you're ready to receive with a heart open space, or you're not. And that blessing that was delivered to you will pass on to somebody whose door is open because it must continue to flow. Which also means that if you want love, well, give love to someone. If you want gifts, then give someone else gifts. If you want money, put money into the economy that you're in instead of holding your chips so tightly. Because you stop the currency, you stop the flow of love. And once we stop the flow of love and we keep doing so collectively speaking, these eclipses are here to bring this radical change so that we can love openly from the heart. Start eating more bright green fruits, veggies, green. Eat more green right now, bright, robust color greens. If you look over to the right, oh, this is my left, I guess. If you look over to my left, even the background of this is now green. I'm sitting next to a green plant. You see green in here. It's just part of where I'm personally at, when it comes to understanding it's time to open the heart. It's like, look, these past pains, they've actually been done. They've been done. We're only bringing them into your mental awareness so that you can realize how foolish it is to hold on to such things now. Make the space to grieve. And watch what happens. It'll be magical. All right, ladies and gents, hit the thumbs up and the likes button. Okay. This is your AstroShaman, Pernell Bobby. We are here generating an economy of harmony. Members are meeting this Sunday. Yeah. We had like a 2-week break in between. No, like a 3-week break in between. So happy about it and so beautiful because it allowed that numbness in the meanwhile to deal with whatever I need to deal with so that I can give to others more appropriately, more freely. Thank y'all all for being here. What's up, Nicolette? Hey, one of the members, gang. I'm so sad I can't see whatever that is, but gang. So this is what it's all about, ladies and gents. You see the smile on my face. You got one of my members pop up. Oh, look, another one pop up. Yep, they literally make me so happy. I swear to God, like I'm so happy. I'm stuttering right now. I'm like literally stuttering out of excitement. I'm like, oh, they right here. So, look at me. I'm like a little kid, and it's like this is the beauty. Like I don't even need to know what I'm saying right now. I could just sit there and receive this excitement and the joy of the moment. And that's just what I'm doing. Like I completely lost everything in the moment of excitement, in a moment of bliss, in a moment of joy. Simply because they were here and I didn't know. So go back and check the I'll try to timestamp these. If I'm being honest, I'm not going to timestamp these today. But anybody that watches on replay, I should have said this in the beginning. If you come across yours, do me a favor and just press the timestamp. You press whatever you see, 1 hour, semicolon, 14 minutes, semicolon, 14 seconds. And then that'll allow me and everybody else as a community, as a group, to put together this timestamps because I did go out of order. I didn't go from Aries to Pisces. That's just what I was feeling. So sending you love to you and everyone. Hey, yeah, thank you. Awesome. Smiling too. Hey. All right, ladies and gents, thank you for hitting the thumbs up. Go take care of yourself. Don't rush, don't force, don't push. Okay. Just receive. Let your body talk to you. Let the natural intelligence, the natural flow, the natural cycles of life talk to you. But understand that you can't really ever hear what they're saying if you don't slow down and chill the hell out. Okay? Don't slow down and chill the hell out. I had certain computer things that I wanted to do, but instead I read a book for hours. I didn't drink coffee. I wanted to drink coffee, but I didn't drink coffee. And I gave my body the time to rest and to also receive. Because once we get overstimulated, we get more masculine driven. Men and women, doesn't matter who. So, like I said, members are meeting on this Sunday, all right, 10 a.m. CST, not Central Daylight Time, Central Standard Time. I'm in the Southern Hemisphere. Retreat is back on the map, back on the market. So this is one of the things that happened because of surrender. I let the idea go. I was like 6 months ago, I think I made the first mention of like, yo, 2023, you happen to retreat. Clarities came through this pause, this surrender, this wait. And it's like, yo, the people are ready. The retreat is time. You're ready. And it's like I had to go through X, Y, and Z of myself before I can go and try to run a retreat for other people. And it was like, this is why it was on pause. I had to do my own shadow work. And it's still always doing it. And diving into my dreams, listening to the healings, all of that is playing a beautiful narrative. And it's like, yo, it's time. And things like, oh my God, retreats probably like my pride and joy. Meeting people in real life in person, that I'm like, yes, 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 yes. All right, ladies and gents, I'm gonna go get some food. I'll see you all soon. Thanks for the thumbs up. You're a rock.